live on a Monday? Welcome in Broncos country to the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose, and I know this is not our usual time to go live. Usually it's on Tuesdays, but for the rest of the 2025 season, we'll be live on a Monday. Welcome in to the Broncos Breakdown, like I said, and we are back and better than ever. Preseason is officially over, and now we have nothing to look forward to except regular season Denver Broncos football. Now, before we get into what we got planned today, because it is a loaded live show, shout out your city. Where are you watching from? Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to the old live show days. Tell me exactly where you're watching from. I don't care if that's your city. I don't care if that's physically where you are right now, like on your couch watching, or if you're at work. Let me know where you're watching from. Shout out your city and how you are watching today's stream. What up, Ernie? Good to see you. Keanu, good to see you, my guy. Boss Man Jay, what up, dog? Timothy says there was a few that would be surprises, but you covered them well, and the reasons it's not such a surprise. Product of a great team and great depth. Oh, you must be talking about the earlier video that I did. Yes, where the Broncos made 5 cuts. Hawaii from Keanu. Aloha. Sherwood, Wisconsin. What up, Trav? Boss Man's watching from Minnesota. Derek is watching from Houston. Ashton watching from Virginia. Mister is watching from, I can't even pronounce that. What is that, Tbilisi? Can you get that, producer Casey? Is that Tbilisi? Do you know what I'm talking about? Either way, Dave is watching from Gillette, Wyoming. Dominic's watching from Kansas. Scott from Las Vegas in his car. Kelly from Central Ohio. Lakewood from Mark. James is watching from Beaumont, Texas. Beer Chop from Texas. David is watching from Plant City, Florida. Jason is watching from Southern California, Colorado Springs, Grand Junction, Colorado. Ashton says, why are we live today? Well, if you are just joining us, Ashton, I did just say at the very beginning of today's live stream that for the remainder of the 2025 season, we're going to be going live on Mondays. It has everything to do with studio space. So it's not necessarily this new thing that we're trying to roll out. It's quite literally we have more hosts, we have more producers, we have more shows. So we have to be able to switch some things around. In fact, there's going to be some that are doubling up on lives. So certain channels are going to be doubling up on lives, producer Casey. So Broncos has to go live now on Mondays.
Hey, I'm fine turning up
on
a Monday.
I know you are.
Monday!
We got to love it.
Broncos country, we're live.
We are definitely live, but don't ever say let's ride because we won't. I know you are. You're correct. We are live. I'm trying to check I want to make sure that when Broncos news comes in, I've got my phone handy, so that's why I'm looking down here. I just want to make sure that all of the notes are coming
Scheffler's
in.
Got nothing on you.
Nothing on me. I am on it. I have to make sure that as soon as something comes in, I'm letting these guys know. We do have 80 people in the building. Hit that thumbs up icon if you haven't already. Like I said, today is a very, very special show because it is the end of the month. It is our last live stream of August. Meaning what? Got to give away that John Elway jersey. Today, after the show is over, giving away the John Elway laser autographed jersey.
It's time.
It is time. It's time to give it away. We have been flaunting it nonstop, so I decided today's finally the day, August 25th. So, John Elway's jersey will be raffled off today, which means at the very end of today's stream, there's going to be a duck race. And remember, you have to be present to win on this. If you're one of the qualifiers, you've had to have qualified already. We've got 9 fans that are currently entered. And I'm going to sweeten the pot just a little bit more for Broncos fans. I want one more to make it an even 10. And I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to do that. But first, take a look at this beautiful John Elway jersey. I mean, isn't it just fantastic? It's the chef's kiss. Now, it is laser autographed. I do want to make that known. I have to give a disclaimer every single time. It's not his physical signature on the jersey. It's his actual signature that they took and they laser engraved it into the jersey. So it's his signature, laser engraved on this jersey. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've seen this thing. You can't tell the difference. If it's up in like a big old case and a framing, you can't tell that it's a laser engraved signature. So you'll get this John Elway jersey if you are our duck race winner. Speaking of winners, let's see who are entered to win in this raffle. John Emery coming in at first place so far, followed by Broncos Unchained, Bossman Jay, Michael Ronquillo, and then, of course, we've got other guys that entered over the past couple of weeks as well. Stu McPeak, Bulwark Tyler, James Linens, Co Rugger, and Bro Winston were our last two that got in on all of the action. Bossman Jay's wife just missed out last week. Just missed out. But here's the good news. These are our entries. Here is where we land so far. I've decided to sweeten the pot for you. Like I said, I want one more entry. So here's what I'm going to do. If we get $100 on today's live show, that's it, $100, I'll give away an entry for this John Elway raffle. That's right. You get an entry into it if we make $100. Now, if someone sends in a $100 super chat, they're automatically going to get entered. I feel like that's the most fair way to do this. So if you send in a $100 super chat, you're automatically going to be entered into it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But if we get to 100 total, I'm going to give away a raffle entry for the people that have super chatted on today's show. Does that make sense? Makes total sense. I love it. Speaking of which, we did come in with our very first $20 super chat of today. Let's go Broncos. Moose, keep up the good work. Broncos news every day, all day. Coach Chris has been a legend on the show for quite some time, even when I was producing Broncos Breakdown. Yeah. So Coach Chris is an absolute diehard Broncos fan. We appreciate you, sir. Mile high salute to you.
All day, every day, every day.
Salute. Mile high. And we got a D, B, 4, L, Coach Chris. Bang!
Coach Chris.
Let's go, Coach. Let's go, Coach. Coming in with a big bang. That's what's up, dude. That's a way to get it started on a freaking Monday, man. Holy cow. So Coach Chris said, I want in on that action. So guess what? Coach Chris, he's automatically in. He's automatically in. You're in. My phone is going absolutely ballistic right now, but it's all slack. Let's see what he says. Pull up Coach Chris on the $100 super chat, my friend. Oh, I see. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you. 1 second, Coach. We're going to get your second one up there in just a second because our link died off. No, not quite. Not quite. It was Coach. It should give it like it takes a minute to update. 1 second there. No, it's just it literally has to load in because he just sent it in. So put his back up, his 20 back up. 1 second. Uh-oh. Do me a favor. Go back to Coach's 20. It's completely taken everything out. Okay. All right. 1 second, guys. Yeah, put that back up for now and just wait on it. We'll put you up on... Coach, you're in, by the way. I have you listed on my thing. So you are definitely in. I'm going to put you on the list of ducks right now. Coach Chris with the what? There we go. There he is. What up, Coach? There, we're back, baby. We're back. Coach Chris says, enter me. You got it, my guy. You're in. So now we have 10. How about this? Because we got one right off the bat. Another one? If you put in another 100, whoever puts in another 100, I'll put in as well. If you send in another 100. That is a very fair way to do this, considering all of the guys that are entered in to win this Elway raffle have all put in more than $100. All of it combined together has equaled well more than $100. So if someone sends in another 100, I feel like by default, I'll put them in. So, Coach, you are in, my guy. Appreciate the $100 super chat. He's an absolute legend. Okay. let's talk about what we got on the show today because we do have Broncos football to talk. It's not just about giving away John Elway jerseys. Thanks for being patient with us. Obviously, when we get super chats, we got to put them up on screen, show a little bit of love to everybody. Let's talk about what's on today's show. Our final 53-man roster projection. If you remember last week's live show, I did this already. Dude.
I'm sorry, Moose. I gotta pause you. I gotta stop you. Because we got another one!
We got a DB4L Scott Cornwell Bay!
Big Scott!
Big Scott!
In the house!
Let's go, Big Scott! Let's go, Big Scott! All right. We'll put Scott up on a second. I want to get through what we're doing on today's show. All right. So if you remember last week, I did the 53-man roster projection. And then, literally, less than 24 hours later, Devon Vele got traded. And Devon Vele was on that original list. So I went back and forth debating on if I should post it because I was like, do I want to keep it on there and just like pin a comment? And then I said, you know what? No. I'm just going to redo the whole thing after the last preseason game because this was before the last preseason game. Then I'm going to give you the official preseason winners and losers. I've compiled 4 winners and 3 losers from the entirety of the preseason. That includes a training camp. That includes joint practice. That includes everything in between with the games and all. So all of the offseason, preseason combined, I have my official winners and losers. And then, of course, the mailbag, which, of course, you're going to get in on if you super chat or use hashtag Broncos. So, Scott, coming in with a $100 super chat. What up, Scott? Scott's in. Scott's in. I got Scott in. Scott Cornwell. He wants in on that. You know what?
I don't blame him.
We've got 200s already. Do we just make the rule?
Make a deal?
Do we make the deal and just say
every 100
you're in?
Let me think. I'm the judge. I'm the juror. I'm the no executioner. We're all living here on a Monday. Yes.
Okay.
$100. You're in!
You got it.
Let's go!
No, I feel like that's very fair. You send in 100, you're in.
You're
Every
in.
100 that we get, you're in.
Let me update our graphic.
I like that. All right. Because right after this, I'm going to message Alper, by the way, because he has to get in on that highlight cut. All right. We're going to start up on our first 53-man roster projection. But that, by the way, stands for the entirety of the show. So, because we're giving it away at the very, very end after the mailbag. If you send in a $100 super chat between now and that end of the mailbag, you will be entered in to win this John Elway jersey. $100 is what it costs. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to Scott. Shout out to Coach. They're both real ones trying to get in on all the action. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay. Yeah, you could put that. There you go. No, now let's just if you send in 100. Yeah. Got it. 101 people watching right now. If we can get to 50 likes, we will start. Once we hit 50 likes, we'll get into our 53-man roster projection. I'm going to message Alper right now and tell him, hey, we're doing it. Here's what you have to do, Casey, when you start the highlight cut. You have to message Alper specifically on what graphic we start on. So it'll be, sorry guys, 1 second, just a little behind the scenes talk. So you're gonna say we're starting on Broncos logo with the breaking ribbon. So that's where you have to message him we're starting on, and then you tell him when you're ending as well. So you'll end on list 4 logo, big things coming. Does that make sense? Okay. That's how he's going to know when and where to start and stop that. All right? Actually, you could start on intro. You can tell him you could start on intro screen because you're going to roll that intro screen. So we're going to start on the intro screen? Yes, correct. Coach is so nice, dude. He just said, I'm willing to give up my ducky to someone who can't pay the $100. That's so nice. We're ending on the list 4 logo. How about this? We'll see if he wins. We'll see what he wants to do with it because he's in on the race and we have to put his name in because he sent the 100. But we'll allow him to decide if he wants to give it away or if he wants to keep it. It's his jersey at that point, so he can do whatever he wants with it. All right. Let me know when you're ready to go. Yep. We'll put up that list 3 one more time of what we've got on today's show. Then we'll load up everything and we'll start. Sound good? Great. Awesome. Stella, it's great to see you, my friend. How are you? 95. We're at 54 likes, too, so we can start. All right. So our very, very first cut that we're getting into is the final 53-man roster projection from Moose. That is not from the Broncos, right? So this is not official. This is just my opinion on what I believe the final 53-man roster is going to look like. By the way, in case you saw our short yesterday, I did make a slight goof. I thought for the longest time the IPP rule was designated for an actual roster spot. It is in the preseason. It's not in the regular season. But what it does do is give you an extra practice squad spot if your IPP player, a.k.a. Jeremy Crawshaw, does not make the 53-man roster. The problem is that he's the only punter the Broncos currently have. So he's going to make the roster. So I was wrong, and I had to pin a comment, and I was like, that's just me not doing my homework nearly as much. So Amari Cooper is a Raider again? Are you kidding? Holy shit. Breaking news. Breaking news. No way. Hold on. I got to make sure that this is correct. From what I'm seeing is that Amari Cooper is back to the Raiders. Is that just Harry saying that to say that, or is that a... Oh my God. Amari Cooper signing with the Raiders. That is legit. Amari Cooper is back with the Raiders. Per Ian Rappaport. Holy shit. Coop is back on the Raiders. Yeah, bring me up full screen. Yeah, you can't. You see what I'm saying? See how much empty space there? Yeah. There you go. That's good. Oh my God. Okay, sorry about this. I realize that we're getting into our cut here in just a second, but this just happened. Amari Cooper, here's what it says from Ian Rappaport. One of the NFL's top free agents, still available, is signing with the Raiders on a 1-year deal per source. This is because Jakobi Meyers asked for a trade earlier today. Just like an hour ago, Jakobi Meyers came out and requested a trade. So, they're signing Amari Cooper, which sounds like, to me, they're going to trade Jakobi Meyers. This is interesting. I mean, he's old, right? So it's not going to mean too much, but...
He's not coming in to be your wide receiver one. No, but... I mean, is there another...
Jakobi Meyers is their number one.
Right.
So you wouldn't have a true number one in Las Vegas.
He's not coming in to be that number one. But could you pick a better veteran who's going to come in and just easy with the locker room? He was with the Raiders back when he started his career. And a guy who was drafted by this organization. That just makes sense.
That is unbelievable.
That just makes sense. I like it for the Raiders. I hate to say it, but I do like it.
I have a lot. I got to gather my thoughts on it because here's the thing. He's definitely not the same player that he was. However, to say that he is a bad wide receiver is false. He's still good, but he's probably like a solid B or B minus wide receiver now.
He could still get 700 yards.
You know what they're doing? You know what they're doing? I know what they're doing. They are doing that Green Bay Packers method, which is they don't have a true number one. They're going to go wide receiver by committee.
Yep.
Because Dante Thornton, from what I've been reading, has had a pretty decent preseason.
Yes.
So he's going to be like a wide receiver 2/3. That kid Jack Besh that they or Beck or whatever his name is.
Bowers is their wide receiver one. Like when it comes down to it, he's the guy they're looking for every possession down the field.
Okay.
Like they do pretty much still have a wide receiver one when you're talking about
if they don't trade Jacoby Myers, he is their number one. He's their best wide receiver.
No, yeah, you're right.
It's not
close.
Right.
You're right.
That is unbelievable. Okay. Sorry to digress. I did not mean to do that. That just came in. All right. So we're going to get into our cut because we're Broncos, not Raiders. So they can go do whatever they want. They need a lot more than Amari Cooper. That's exactly right. James is on it, dude. James is on it. James says Raiders going to need a lot more than Amari Cooper to do anything this year. It's so true. So true. All right. Good stuff, though. No. No, but if you really want to turn down your... Oh, it's on that? Yeah. No, I can't really hear it. And if I do, it's nothing. Okay. All right. So let's get into ours. Our cut. Final 53-man roster projection for the Denver Broncos. Remember to message Alper, and then we're good to go. I'm ready to do this, man. I'm excited. 13 days away from Broncos football. Let's do it. We got to restart that because it's a highlight cut. Did you see it?
Oh, the thing.
Yeah. Restart it real quick. Because, here, I'll message him. All right.
Why did that stay like that?
Here, you got to... I'm not entirely sure. All right, try it one more time. My final Denver Broncos 53-man roster projection. If you remember, I did this last week on our live show, but then the Devon Vele trade happened, so it kind of flew everything out of whack. So I've decided to go back to my ground, go back to my roots, and give you guys my full 53-man roster projection after the Devon Vele trade. Welcome in Broncos country to the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose, and on today's episode, that's exactly what I'm doing. But you need to know that there are some big things coming. The official 53-man roster will drop tomorrow, which means we're going to give you a full breakdown and analysis. Also, more things to come. Previews of Week 1 versus the Tennessee Titans. So make sure that you're subscribed and that you turn on those notifications so that you do not miss a single second of Broncos breakdown coverage. Now, the Broncos must have a full 53-man roster by 2 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. So at the time of this recording, it's a little less than 24 hours. The perfect time to give you what I believe is going to be the 53-man roster heading into week number 1. Let's start, of course, with the most important position group, the quarterbacks. I only have 2. This is not really much of a change here. Bo Nix and Stiddy, who is the preseason MVP, in my opinion. Sam Ehlinger is probably going to be designated to the practice squad. He'll be called up if he's needed in a pinch, but he is definitely a practice squad candidate for sure. I see the Broncos carrying both Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham nice and easy. Let's go to the running backs. I have them keeping 4. This is my final guess as to what the Denver Broncos are going to hold. J.K. Dobbins, RJ Harvey, Tyler Bidet, and Jaleel McLaughlin. Yes, I have Tyler Bidet in as my RB3. He showed me plenty this preseason to be considered that RB3. Now, you're probably wondering, what exactly did he show other than his ability to be a productive player? Well, there was so much to love. Number one, he's unbelievable in pass protection. His hands were soft and silky smooth. Something that I really enjoyed watching was how he could make his things happen out in the flat. And then also, he showed an ability to cut back hard, so his ability to get east and west was also really, really good. And overall, he just found his holes. He played well. Everything that I saw leads me to believe that he is absolutely going to be RB3 with Jaleel McLaughlin coming in at RB4. So those are my 4 Broncos running backs. Let's go to the wide receivers. I have them keeping 6. Courtland Sutton, Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims, Trent Sherfield, and Courtney Jackson. The one on this list that you're probably surprised to see, maybe not surprised is the right word, but a newer name on this list is Courtney Jackson. And I realized that Courtney Jackson would be a really good fit, not only because of his blazing speed, but what he can do in the special teams. I believe the Broncos are going to try and focus more on developing Marvin Mims into an offensive weapon. Someone that is more focused on their receiving talent rather than their gadget style of play, which means you're going to see him less on punt and kick returns. Maybe not, eliminated altogether, but that's where Courtney Jackson comes in. If he can alleviate some of the stress in the special teams that's placed on Marvin Mims, I think it works out in all favors. So Courtney Jackson can absolutely find himself a spot on this 53-man roster because of his ability to do it on special teams. So I'll ask you, will Courtney Jackson make the 53-man roster? Yes or no? I'm saying yes. Got to pencil it in hard, maybe even put a pen on that to make it a little bit more permanent. But I say yes. Either way, let me know in the comment section. Moving on to the tight ends, I do believe the Broncos keep 4 tight ends. Evan Ingram, Adam Troutman, Lucas Krull, and Nate Adkins. The one little caveat, the asterisk on this one is Nate Adkins, who is currently on IR, but he's on short-term IR. At least that's what Sean Payton told us. In fact, Sean Payton believes that even though he might not be ready for week 1, he should be ready to at least give us something in week 2, 3, or 4. So Sean Payton's exact words, if I had to kind of surmise it all, was that he was going to be not medically ready to play week 1, but close enough to where they're probably going to hold him. That's exactly what Sean Payton said, believe it or not. It's like, I don't know if he's going to be ready week 1, but he's going to be close enough, so we're going to hold a roster spot for him. Now, you could also say that Adam Prentice could end up sliding into a tight end role because of that fullback scenario, and maybe that's the case if they don't want to hold that spot, but then as soon as he comes back, as soon as Adkins comes back, that's his spot to have on the 53. So there are your tight ends. Now on to the offensive line. I have them keeping 9. Garrett Bowles, Ben Powers, Luke Wattenberg, Quinn Miners, Mike McGlinchey, Matt Peart, Alex Palczewski, Alex Forsythe, and Frank Crum. This is a pretty good offensive line. And I know there were a lot of Broncos fans that were getting in the comment section down below during our live watch streams and in the most recent videos. And they were like, this is a problem. Our offensive line, our starting offensive line doesn't look that great. I'm not worried about it. I'm really not. I thought that there was a lot of good things that could have been taken away from that Saints game. Maybe not so much against the 49ers, but specifically against the Saints. I thought the Broncos' offensive line showed just enough to where I don't have to worry about them whatsoever. So I have them keeping a full 9. Do you agree with my offensive projections? Call it like an all-in-all grade, if you will. But you don't have to give it a grade. You can just say, do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comment section down below. I feel like because the Broncos are bringing back 86% of their roster from last year, it's going to be hard to disagree with a lot of this stuff. So you'll find here that there might be a player or two that you disagree on, but overall as a whole, I feel like it's a pretty cohesive unit. Now, before I get into the defensive players, I do have to give a major shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks. Today's episode is sponsored by Prize Picks, and it is the best place to get real money sports action all season long. All you got to do is head on over to your app store and click that download button on the Prize Picks app. Once you do that, you can pick 2 to 6 players on your stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Which players are going to go off? Which players aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. How does it specifically work? Well, this is kind of how it works. You just pick your player, more or less, and then you can go 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, whatever kind you want, and depending how aggressive you want to go on your picks, Prize Picks makes it super easy for you. So go to the App Store, click that download button, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Let's talk a little bit of defense now, shall we? Because this is the best unit on this Broncos team, and that's not a shot at the offense. That's just you've got the best defense in the entire NFL. So let's talk about the guys that are going to make the 53 on the best defense in the NFL. Let's start with the defensive line. There's one on this list, and I'll talk about it here in just a second, that I think could go either way. But let's start with the basics. Zach Allen, DJ Jones, John Franklin Myers, Malcolm Roach, Sai'vion Jones, the rook from LSU, and Ioma Uwazurike. I slid Ioma Uwazurike in there, but it is literally a coin flip for me. I could see Jordan Jackson taking that last spot as well. Jackson played in all 17 games, by the way, last year. So he does offer that veteran presence, that run-stopping support that you like to see in a defensive lineman. So I could absolutely see the Broncos going heads or tails, heads for Ioma, tails for Jordan Jackson. So this one is kind of fluid for me. Either way, you can put whatever you want in that spot, and I'd be pretty much okay with it. But the first 5 are kind of like, you can't argue those. Those are the guaranteed locks. That last one could go either way for me. Let's move on to the edge rushers, because the edges are a little bit different. Technically, they're linebackers, but they don't play like linebackers. They're the outside linebackers, right? So let's go Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, Jonah Ellis, Dondre Tillman, and Q Robinson, the rook from Alabama. You want to hear a little hot take? I got one for you. The Broncos' edges, 3 of them, will have 10-plus sacks in 2025. Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, Jonah Ellis. I'm high on Jonah Ellis this year, man. From what I saw in the preseason, granted he was going up against guys that weren't the best, third and fourth stringers, I thought he was dynamic. I mean, just an unbelievable player at setting the edge and stopping the run, and played great against the pass as well. So I'm guessing 3 Broncos edges have 10-plus sacks in 2025. Let's move to the inside linebackers. I've got 4. Now, there's a caveat in this one as well, and I'm sure you've already seen it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Dre Greenlaw, Alex Singleton, Justin Stranad, and Lavelle Bailey climbs in at that last 4th spot. You're probably wondering, where's Drew Sanders? Well, he's on the IR right now. So he probably, in my opinion, ends up getting a 5th spot. I don't think the Broncos will get rid of a linebacker. I think they'll add Drew Sanders to make that room 5 deep, and then they'll cut someone else on the defense or maybe the offense. They'll get rid of another spot to make room for Drew Sanders. But he's not supposed to be back for at least until week 4 or week 5. So he's on the short-term IR as well. But that's who I have as my linebackers. Broncos corners, no-fly zone, 2.0. Pat Surtain, Riley Moss, Jahdae Barron, Jaquan McMillan, Chris Abrams-Drain. I only have 5. You're probably wondering, where's Damari Mathis? Not on this list. And I got to be honest with you. From last year into preseason this year, I have been very disappointed in Damari Mathis. I don't think he's going to make this team. Period, point blank. I made a video the other day about trade candidates, and I said you could probably get something for him. But the truth is, the more and more that I think about it, the more and more I'm just thinking he's just going to get cut. I think the Broncos only go with 5 corners because of how versatile Jahdae Barron is. He's the key to all this. In the event that someone does go down, a.k.a. a Riley Moss, right, or, God forbid, Pat Surtain, Chris Abrams-Drain can flip to the outside. Or, if you really want, you could flip Jahdae out to the outside and put Jaquan McMillan in the nickel. So there's plenty of different options that you can go with here. And guess what? Jahdae can even play some safety. So there's so much versatility in that cornerback room, specifically with our first round pick, that I truly believe you don't need to carry more than 5. 5 is like the magic number at this point for the Denver Broncos cornerbacks. How about the safeties? Let's talk about those bad boys. Brandon Jones, Talanoa Hufanga, PJ Locke, Devin Key, and you know what? I had to throw him in there. I did. I had to do it, man. I had to go with J.L. Skinner. He played too well this preseason. I put him on there. Now, this might piss some people off here when I say this, so get ready. If Drew Sanders comes back, or when Drew Sanders comes back, I could see J.L. Skinner getting the bump back to the practice squad in the event that they wanted to eliminate someone on the defensive side of the ball, but maybe they don't. This could go either way. There's a lot of different paths that you can take. But I put JL Skinner on this right now just because I feel like he earned it. He absolutely earned it. So I have 5 safeties for the Denver Broncos. And then, of course, to wrap up the show, Broncos special teams. Lutz, Crawshaw, Freboni. These are our, God, I can't, English is tough sometimes. These are our, that's the ticket right there, special teamers. And I've got a lot of faith in Darren Rizzi, the new special teams coordinator for the Denver Broncos. I feel like this is going to be a very, very good unit as well in 2025. That's it. That's all I got. Those are my 53. Grade the full roster projection. A, B, C, D, or F. I feel like I said earlier, it's very, very hard to give this anything lower than a B, not because I'm tooting my own horn, but because the Broncos brought back 86% of their starting lineups for last year. That's number 1 in the NFL. That's not in my graphic. That's an NFL stat for you. So give me a grade down in the comment section down below. Reminder that we've got some big things coming. The official 53-man roster drops tomorrow. The full breakdown and analysis will be coming tomorrow. A preview of Week 1 versus Titans will be coming sometime in the next couple of weeks. And then, of course, make sure, in case you don't miss anything, subscribe and turn on those notifications. A big old mile-high salute to you, Broncos fans. 2025 season is just around the corner. Be cool. Sweet. What'd you guys think? What'd you guys think? When did I say Riley was bad? Pinky, are you talking to me? I never said Riley was bad. Ever. Unless I'm missing something. I'm going to go back up and look. Maybe I'm just being... Hola, Tony. How are you, sir? Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. You could throw that back up if you want to grade that thing right there. There you go. Booyah. Oh, okay, got it. Got it. My bad. That's my apologies. I wasn't trying to get defensive there, but I saw, that was the first comment that I saw. It was like, Riley's good, you tripping. I'm like, I didn't say he wasn't good. I said in the event that he goes down. Oh, here we go. We got some Broncos cuts. Here we go. Juwan Newton has been cut. This coming in from Mike Kliss. Here we go. Juwan Newton has been cut. Oh, come on. Xavier Truss has been cut. No, you're going to have to make it in a listicle. No, there's only 2 more. There's only 2 more. Xavier Truss and Juwan Newton have been... Garrett Nelson. Garrett Nelson got cut. Garrett Nelson, Xavier Truss, and Juwan Newton have all been cut. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players cut. No, we did our build-up first. I don't feel like we've definitely had a... Yeah, that's true.
So that could have been a 25-minute cut, honestly. That could have been 25 minutes.
I really don't think so. No, because remember we had to start over.
I thought you started with the second.
Yeah.
I'm saying it too.
It might be close to 20, but I don't know if it's either way. All right. So the Broncos have definitely had some more cuts. More cuts for sure. Yeah. Dumbflower, yeah. He got cut as well. A lot of guys that are just like bottom of the barrel. Nobody notable yet. Nobody that we are like, holy shit. You know what I mean? There's no Damari Mathis yet, no Audric Estime yet. So probably won't see anything big like that until tomorrow. But we're just getting these in right now. I'll let you know if we get anything else. Sounds like this is it for right now. So 10 guys have been cut now, which is still considerably low. There's a lot of teams out there right now that are they have like 17 or 18 guys cut already. So the Broncos are taking their time with it, which is fine. Like it's, you know. It should be in Broncos. Yes. Unless it's in, did we do that for Falcons? Hold on. What's up? Yes, we are.
Oh, great. The Broncos just made some cuts.
Yeah, we.
Yes, we know, Sam.
Just came in on Tell Shefty to speed it up.
We're trying.
Yeah, we covered 5 of them, but a lot of the other guys are. I already mentioned them, so yeah, cool. Yeah, no problem. Thanks. All right, so
I'll grab it from Falcons.
yeah, cool. All right, we're gonna try and figure out how to do this because we don't need to hit those right away. We can hit those afterwards. Yeah. Let's just get into our second cut here, and then yeah. All right, I know. Yeah, we gotta hurry this up. All right, remember that if you send in a $100 super chat, you are going to enter into the duck race for the John Elway jersey raffle giveaway. So it costs $100 today for our last-minute ticket entries. Super easy. We're going to get into our second cut here, which is our official preseason winners and losers. And then we're going to do kind of a shortened mailbag, I think, because we've been live for quite some time already. Appreciate you guys sticking around. I can't believe it's been 40 minutes already. It's been a long time. Yeah, sounds good. All right. We're going to get into our second cut here. It's going to be our official winners and losers. We're probably going to have to speed this one up a little bit. Not that we're going to try and go through it fast, but we can't. Yeah. I got you. All right, cool. Let me pull this up, all the roster cuts here. Shout out to Bossman Jay for getting in on. He's given me all the guys that are in so far. So, yeah, so we've got Farmer, Davis, Micah Abraham, Joshua Pickett, Clay Webb, Xavier Truss, Michael Dwumfor, Garrett Nelson, and Jerwan Newton have all been cut. But remember, these were guys that we did not expect to make the 53-man roster. The most surprising out of all that was Clay Webb. Okay. You ready? Let's get into our second cut here. A.T. Perry, yeah, I don't think he's going to make this team either. Shout out to Bossman Jay's wife who sent it to him. All right, let's do this. God, see what happens during the NFL season? Like, once preseason ends, we get flooded with so much news. All right, let's do this. Official preseason winners and losers. Pull up that preview real quick. Awesome. All right, we're good. Yeah, I did not think that Joaquin Davis was going to make the team. I didn't know where that came from. I was like, this guy he's not good enough. Not nearly good enough. He only had 1 reception in the preseason. He had 1 catch for 14 yards. All right, let's do it. Now that the preseason has officially ended, my friends, I've compiled a list of the official preseason winners and losers. 4 preseason winners, 3 preseason losers, just for you. Now, before we get into that, let's just ask the question right off the bat. Which player impressed you the most during preseason? Any one of them, the one that you think impressed the absolute most during the preseason, I want you to let me know in the comment section down below. Or if you're watching this during the time of our live show, put it in the live chat right now. Honorable mention time, Bo Nix. And the reason I don't have him as a winner, he didn't play that second game. And also that first game against the 49ers, kind of slow. I thought he played excellent against the New Orleans Saints, which was, by the way, against their 1s and 2s. So I think Bo Nix gets an honorable mention because he's also looked really, really good during training camp and joint practice. However, he did not perform better in the preseason than our first winner, Stiddy. You cannot have this list without Stiddy on as number 1. He has to be the number 1 winner. Completion percentage, 79%, 376 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a QB rating of 143.0 in 4 quarters played. So he played a total of 1 game and put out outstanding numbers. I'm talking like this guy is an absolute dog. He is the biggest winner of the preseason, and it's not particularly close. Like I said, MVP preseason, plop it right on top of his head. The preseason MVP crown, it's his. He wins it. So shout out to you, Stiddy. Maya, high salute to you, my friend. He was excellent. His manipulation of the pocket was great. His field vision was outstanding. He really just sliced and diced all of the competition that was lower than him. So let's show Stiddy some love. Spam those 8s. Get the 8s flowing down in the chat below. I need to see as many 8s as possible. Once I see that, I know that you guys are watching these preseason football games. Let's go on to our second winner, Jonah Elliss. And Jonah Elliss, because, he just did so many things well on the defensive side of the ball. Not just getting to the quarterback, but I thought his ability to stay stable against the run, I thought his ability to set the edge and not allow opposing quarterbacks to get outside of the pocket. I thought he maintained his grounding. I thought he was great with his field vision against the pass. There was so much to love about what Jonah Elliss brought to the table this preseason. Now, you probably are sitting here going, well, he played against really bad competition. Yeah, maybe. But in a limited snap count size, he had 5 tackles, 3 pressures, and 2 quarterback hits. Now, he might not have had any major TFLs or any sacks, but he definitely made the quarterback's life a living hell. And that's what you're looking for. I don't need you to finish at this point, right? Because you're not playing every single snap. But his strength on setting the edge was the most impressive that I've seen in his game, bar none. From where he was last year as a rookie to now, it looks so much more aggressive. It looks so much stronger. It looks so much more disciplined. And I think that's exactly what Sean Payton and Vance Joseph were hoping for. So I got to give Jonah Elliss the winner on this list as well. Let's move on to our next offensive winner, Troy Franklin. And here's a horse that I'm going to beat until it's good and dead. I'm going to ask you again. Name a player that has had the complete 180 like Troy Franklin has. This preseason, 11 targets, 9 receptions, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Troy is a baller, especially against that Arizona Cardinals defense. He found spacing in zone coverage against the Cardinals that even I was like, that's just elite vision. That's like something a 5 or 6 year veteran would get. But his ability to go outside, break it off the line of scrimmage, float up the seam of the sideline, and have the wherewithal to pause his step, kind of stutter step, catch the ball, and just float into the end zone. It looked like he had been doing it for years, and he's only in year 2. He's been the Bronco that's been talked about the most in preseason. He has clearly gelled with Bo Nix the most outside of Cortland Sutton this preseason. Troy Franklin will be a wide receiver 2 at some point. I don't know that it's going to be week 1. I don't know that it's going to be week 4 or week 5. But at some point this season, Troy Franklin will establish himself as a wide receiver 2. I firmly believe that. Our last winner, Tyler Bidet. I don't think you can have a list of winners without Tyler Bidet. Why? Because of the adversity, first of all, from his injury last year against the Jets. His ability to not only go all the way to rock bottom, where a lot of people were saying he might not even make the 53-man roster, to now where I believe he can be RB3. There has been so many great things to love from Tyler Bidet. Specifically, his pass blocking is strong. He can really pick up a blitz. His hands look soft and smooth. His ability to get out into the flat and just kind of sit there, wait patiently, get the check down from Bo, make plays happen with the yards after the catch. His hard cuts look sharp. They look crisp. Everything about his ability to go back to the middle or jump out to the outside was as sharp as it's ever looked. And he can play bully ball. He can go up the gut if you need him to. He can play that bowling ball style that you're looking for. And in the preseason, it was great. 9 carries, 46 yards, 6 receptions, and 40 yards there. That's a total of 15 touches and over 80 yards. And remember, he was splitting with the likes of Jaleel. He was splitting with the likes of Blake Watson and Audric Estime. So he wasn't even getting the full scope, and RJ Harvey. He wasn't even getting the full scope of all the touches that he could receive. So I got to tip my cap to Tyler Bidet and all of the winners because they really showed me something, which was look out for him in 2025. Now, coming up, I'm going to get into my preseason losers. But before I do that, my friends, I have to tell you about our friends over at Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action all season long. All you have to do is go to your app store, click that download button, and pick 2 to 6 players and their stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Which players are going to go off? Which players aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. All you got to do is do this. This is what it looks like. Super simple. It takes a couple of clicks. Pick more or less on your players and then send it in. Just like that. And you can win up to 2,000 times your money. This is actually one of the lineups that I cooked up earlier today. Yours could look like this if you download the Prize Picks app and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. I'm going to have all of that in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks. Run your game. I only have 3 losers on the list, by the way. And reminder, when I say loser, this is not an indictment or a shot at the player themselves. This is just what I saw on the field from a production and a value perspective. So don't think I'm coming at these kids saying, you guys are overly harsh, you're mean. No. This is football. It's a cutthroat business. This is just what I'm seeing. The first loser, Caleb Lohner. Now, I recognize you can't teach 6'7", right? You can't teach rangy athleticism. You can't teach basketball-style hoops. But Caleb Lohner was always known as a project, not a prospect. Somebody that had to learn really fast how to play the game of football. But one of the things that I'll note is that he doesn't understand the X's and O's quite yet. I think he's a practice squad candidate. I think he needs more time to develop his game. He had 3 pre-snap penalties this year in preseason. He clearly doesn't understand spacing yet. His blocking ability was not even close to average. He needs to learn how to play football. And maybe this is an opportunity for him to sit back, study the game a little bit more, and be ready for next year if the Broncos decide to keep him. He only had 2 receptions for 23 yards. And the one that he had against the Saints, he kind of just had a little arrow route where he dumped off into the flat, Nobody covered him because they didn't think that he would be open or they weren't really concerned about him. And Ehlinger just kind of dumped it off to him, and he had nice little yards after the catch. Outside of that, he didn't do anything to impress, and that's okay. We knew this was a project. It's just going to take a little bit longer than we originally anticipated. Let's go to the second loser, Audric Estime. I know you're tired of hearing about it, but I think this Broncos running back room is going to look a lot better in 2025. JK, RJ, Tyler Bidet. Think about all those rhymings. And then, of course, Jaleel McLaughlin. But Audric Estime did not do nearly enough to show me that he's earned a roster spot. And that's why the Broncos went out and got J.K. Dobbins. And that's why they drafted RJ Harvey. They want a strong, dynamic run game. And Audric Estime just doesn't offer that at this time. I know he's a big-bodied dude. I know that he can plow his way forward. He's like a bowling ball with legs. Trust me, I watched every snap of his when he played at Notre Dame. There's a lot that he can do. He's just not nearly as good as some of the others that are currently on the list. And I know there's a lot of people that love Estime. It's unfortunate. I don't think he makes the team. I could be wrong, and if I am, I'll be the first one to sit up and say, hey, I was wrong about Audric Estime. And then I'm going to have to go back and do my homework and find out why I was wrong. But as of right now, Estime, behind the likes of Bidet, McLaughlin, RJ Harvey, and J.K. Dobbins, it's just not a fit. And, that's the game, baby. That's business. That's showbiz. Let's go to our final loser, Damari Mathis. And this is somebody that, like I said, I don't see him making the roster here. I really don't. Not reliable nearly enough that what you thought he was going to be heading into the 2024 season. And last year was any indication. Vance Joseph didn't play him nearly enough. He only had 80 snaps total last year. And in preseason, he just got dunked on a bunch. I don't think he showed anything worthy of making the 53-man roster. I really don't. He got absolutely chewed up on a play-action call against the Cardinals where the Cardinals showed run, bit hard on a play action, and Damari Mathis just got caught flat-footed. I mean, he was cheated up a little bit, granted, but the tight end for the Cardinals just took him over the top on a post route and just slaughtered him. It was actually the only touchdown of the game was on busted coverage from Damari Mathis. So when I look at the Broncos cornerback room and how diverse it is and how versatile it is and how talented it is, there's no room for him. There's going to be 5 corners that the Broncos keep. I don't see them keeping a 6th. And the corners are as follows: Surtain, Moss, Barron, McMillan, Cad, who's had a great preseason. So, unfortunately, Damari Mathis is probably on the outskirts, not going to be ending up as a 53-man roster. But could he end up as a practice squad player? Sure, absolutely. I could absolutely see him finding his way onto the practice squad earlier rather than later. So let me ask you this. Who was the biggest loser this preseason? Not a loser, but who lost this preseason? If I had to put my name on it right now, I would say it's Damari Mathis. But you let me know in the comment section down below. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Like the video if you haven't already. And as always, be cool. Sweet.
Any more cuts come through? Anything new?
Well, Audric Estime has been waived. Audric Estime just got waived. Breaking news. I'm going to do a short on this real quick. I'm going to need you to... Yeah.
You gonna throw up the Estime?
Yes, bring up his player bio. Audric Estime just got waived. Per Mike Kliss. Breaking news. Breaking news. All right, here we go. A little behind-the-scenes action for you guys. I'm going to send this to Durham and see if he can quickly knock this out. Estime has been waived. Per Mike Kliss, it is official. Audric Estime is waived. He is a
Talk
cut.
about breaking
He's been
news.
cut. Yep, breaking news. Here we go. What's up, Broncos country? Had to take a quick pause out of our live show, which we're currently doing right now to tell you that Audric Estime has officially been waived per Mike Kliss. This is something that I have been on for the last couple of weeks. I had said there was nothing that Audric Estime necessarily did wrong. He just didn't play nearly as well as other guys in this running back room. He's clearly not as talented as J.K. Dobbins, RJ Harvey, Tyler Bidet, or Jaleel McLaughlin. I don't see Audric Estime as a 53-man guy. Is he a practice squad candidate? Absolutely. I just don't think, though, that he showed enough during the preseason in order to make this team. And that's why you hit subscribe, right? We're going to cover every single Denver Broncos news, and every so often, I'm right. And this was one of the times. So hit subscribe, like today's short, and be cool.
All right.
All right, I'm going to send
behind the curtain.
Real quick, give some shout-outs here and answer some questions. I'm going to send this to our short social guy.
For sure. Rakeem's coming in here and saying he's going to be picked up by tomorrow. Then James. Hey, what's going on, James? How you doing, brother? Thanks for hanging out with us today. No surprise about Estime, just not good enough this year. Yeah, you're right, James. Moose has been talking about this the past couple of weeks. Just there's got to be at least one odd man out. And all the signs were pointing to it was Estime. Now we're sitting here, you see it on the screen, waived. An okay season last year, 76 carries, 310 yards, 2 tutties. His longest run was about 21 yards. So, yes, nothing special, but a serviceable utility back that, to what Rakeem's credit, I could see him getting picked up by another team in the next 48, 72 hours or so.
Holy shit,
Moose's
man.
credit. Boss man, what's going up? How we doing?
I cannot believe it. Like, I didn't think it was going to happen this early.
No, I know.
Like, and I'm not saying that this is early because we have less than 24 hours, but I fully expected Audric Estime's name to be left out tomorrow when they sent in the final 53. That's what I expected. And it literally just came in from Mike Kliss not 45 seconds ago, a minute ago, that Audric Estime has been waived. So if you are just joining us, that's the breaking news. Audric Estime has been waived. I just made a short on it. That's going to go out on the channel. Gosh darn. Wow, man.
Let's hear the reactions in the chat. We have some wow, some
yeah,
let's
get a one-word reaction to the Audric Estime waiving. What's your one-word reaction to Audric Estime getting waived? I have to believe the 4 now are what I listed before. J.K. Dobbins, RJ Harvey, Tyler Bidet, Jaleel. And that's a hell. If Jaleel's your 4, if Jaleel's your 3 or your 4, you got yourself a damn good running back room. Aaron says crazy. I do think he's going to go to the practice squad. I do. Now remember, if he's waived, somebody can pick him up. So that if nobody picks him up by tomorrow, the Broncos can re-sign him. But if he's picked up by somebody, that's it. Bossman and I have been on this for a while. We went back and forth, actually, a couple of times in text messages, and we were like, yeah, this is going to be.
Very expected, he says. Yep.
Wow. Hey, listen, I'm not always right. I'm wrong a lot. This was one of the things that I was willing to die on. I was like, dude, he's not going to make the team. Damn. Broncos making tough decisions. Well, tough decisions, but holy cow, man. Flacco says Jaleel will probably be 3rd because Bidet will play a lot more positions. That might be true because you could put Bidet in some special teams stuff as well. I also think that Bidet's hands showed a lot, so you might use him in more passing situations. It's going to be interesting. All right, the short's going out. And then can you push that as well? All right, let's put up one more time before we get into our, I don't know if we even do a mailbag now because we've got so many. We've got so many cut. We might have to do. This is going to be interesting. All right. This is what happens when you get breaking news on the show. Here's what we're going to do. Yeah. Gosh darn it. Yeah, here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to send you the photo of the cuts so far. This is obviously without Audric Estime's name on it. Is that okay?
Can you send me a link to it so I can just hyperlink it?
Okay. Just throw up a bunch of player bios. This photo doesn't have a link. I took it off my phone. So, all right. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to change this up. a little bit. No mailbag. We're going to change this. This is going to have to go tomorrow morning. Here's what we're gonna do. I have so many things going through my head right now. Let's do the mailbag because I can put that out this weekend. I will work the first thing tomorrow morning. I can do cuts. Yeah. Because there's going to be more cuts coming, and that's just the major one. Like the Audric Estime one's significant, but I can do a second wave of cuts before the 53-man tomorrow. I could put that out tomorrow morning. So let's just do that. Jesus. This is what happens when you get breaking news on the show. Like, sometimes you just don't, like, you have plans and plans change. So let's do the mailbag. Use hashtag Broncos real quick to get in on the show. Hashtag Broncos with questions. They can be about Audric Estime, by the way, because this will go out later this week. So they can be about Audric Estime. Steve's already getting in with a hashtag Broncos. Appreciate you, Steve. Trey Hendrickson signed his extension with the Bengals, by the way. That's also breaking news. Amari Cooper is now a Raider again. But not that it matters because the Raiders suck.
On a Monday.
On a Monday, dude. It's
Here
been crazy.
Go!
Football's back, man. Football is so back.
We're so bike.
Jackson. Who do you think was... Okay, I like that. Get your hashtag Broncos in to get featured on our mailbag. We're going to start it up in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Here's what was said about Audric Estime. You ready for this?
Do it.
As a former fifth-round pick from last year, there's a chance Audric Estime gets claimed by a different team after getting waived by the Broncos. It just didn't work out in Denver, is what Zack Stevens said. And then also from Mike Kliss, unusual to cut a fifth-round pick from last year, but Estime a workhorse-type back who is better on the 12th carry than the second. After adding Dobbins and Harvey, Estime didn't fit the number 3 back role like Bidet and McLaughlin. 3 and 4 doesn't mean Estime won't be a good back in time. I think he's going to end up on the practice squad. That's my ultimate goal. Holy cow. If you are just joining us, welcome. My name is Moose. We've got breaking news here on Broncos Breakdown. Audric Estime has been waived. He is no longer with the Broncos unless he gets picked back up if nobody claims him on waivers. Let me read this. Let me see this short real
Make sure you keep going those hashtag Broncos. I see you, W. Chan. I see you, Rakeem. Flacco, you want a question answered, make sure you hashtag Broncos before you say anything, before you chat. That gets it featured on the show. What's going on, boss man? It's like the Saturday night main event. Boss man! Yeah, we're getting turned. We're getting turned here on a Monday. Let's see. Scott, what's going on, Scott? Terry McLaurin is huge. Yeah, that signing earlier, that was big for the Commanders. Huge, you could say. Bossman says Stiddy's going nowhere. Deep playoff push means we need a good backup quarterback. Facts. Moose has been talking all about that. If you want more questions on Stiddy, other trades that could happen, other cuts that could happen, make sure you do hashtag Broncos. Then put your question in the comments. Moose will try his very best to get to it here as we kick off our mailbag section. Coach Chris, what's going on, Coach? Rakeem, hashtag Broncos, attaboy. Get that in there.
All right, I gotta send this to X. By the way, if you are watching and you haven't followed me on X, I am going to I'm gonna make a little post here. Audric Estime has been waived. Moose_NFL.
Just look at the bottom of your screen. There's Moose's Twitter. Go give him a follow. Like the tweet. Breaking news. Adam Schefter's got nothing on us here at the Broncos Breakdown. Nothing. He's probably the one who broke it.
All right. I just put that out. If you want to go follow me real quick, I put that out on... Okay, that's the first significant move. All right, cool. It's already out. Awesome. Holy shit, guys. Today's going to be one of the longest live shows we've ever done because of this breaking news. All right. One more reminder real quick before we get in the mailbag, which we're going to do right now. I promise. I'm sorry. If you want to get in on the John Elway jersey raffle, which we're giving away at the very end of this, so this is our last cut, then we're going to get into giving away the Elway jersey. Once we do that, if you want to get in as a last-minute participant, it is $100. That's what today's cost is. If you want to get in on the signed Elway jersey, it costs $100 in a super chat to get in on the raffle. We've already given away 2 today.
Last call.
Last call. We've given away 2 today.
Dos.
This is your last call.
I mean, we'd be happy.
Shout out Coach Chris. Shout out to Scott. They both said, I'll put up that 100 to make sure that we get in on the Elway. By the way, this jersey is like valued at like 180-something bucks. So you're actually kind of getting a deal if you win it for $100.
Like Moose is saying, we've already given
almost
away
50%
2.
off.
We've already given away 2. We'd be willing to give away 2 more if we get some more $100 coming in here. We'll give away 5 more. Like if you want this jersey, there's not a limit, but last call. Time to get in.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Correct.
Let's go Broncos country.
Michael, we broke it. It's up on the channel now. It's literally one of my first time for breaking news here for the Broncos that the Broncos waived Audric Estime. If he gets picked up, he's gone. If he doesn't, there's a chance the Broncos could sign him on the practice squad. But outside of that, for the foreseeable next something hours, however many hours, his time in Denver is done. All right. What's up? We're going to roll the intro. All right. Let's get into our mailbag, which will go out later on this week. There's a lot of stuff coming in right now. We appreciate your patience and the 130 people that are still rocking with us. Let's get into the mailbag. So much stuff has happened this week, Broncos fans. If you are watching this at the time of our live recording, which is on Monday at 5-something p.m. Central Time, so much has gone on. So I'm going to ask you real quick to like the video because we're trying to cover every last bit of Broncos news for you, and this helps grow the channel and shows me that you want more coverage of your favorite team. Let's get into the questions really quick, shall we? Let's go to Boss Man Jay first. Fan favorite of the show. Shout out, Boss Man. He said Kroll was great last preseason, too. Hopefully he's what he was hyped up to be. Ingram can use the help. I believe the Broncos are going to roll with 4. I said Evan Ingram, Adam Troutman, Lucas Kroll, and Nate Adkins, although he's on short-term IR. So you might see a different player, maybe an Adam Prentice at fullback, take that like hybrid fullback / tight end spot. But when, Adkins comes back, he'll be taking that. But Kroll absolutely had a great game against the New Orleans Saints. Make no mistake about it. There was one particular play where he's fallen back, Mosses his defender up the seam, and it just looked like a thing of beauty. So glad to see that he at least had a great game. I'm hoping that there can be a little bit more backup for Evan Ingram, like you say. But I'm inclined to agree with you that Kroll would be a nice little backup to Evan Ingram along with Adam Troutman. Appreciate you getting in on the show. Chan, what up, dude? Any cuts that could be a left field surprise? Well, at the time of this recording, we just found out about 10 minutes ago, Audric Estime has been waived by the Denver Broncos. That was probably the most out of left field, although I have been on this for kind of 3 weeks saying that he hasn't been playing nearly good enough, and there's been some Broncos fans that have been like, dude, you're crazy, but he just wasn't playing nearly as well. I'm going to say Damari Mathis at the time of this recording, so when you're seeing this, it might have already happened. And there might be another cut that I haven't talked about. So at this point, I'm not entirely sure that there's another one that would come out of left field. However, this first one that came in, definitely a surprise. Thanks, Chan, for getting in on the show. Steve, what up, Steve? Do you think there's much of a drop-off if Nix, Harvey, and Sutton were out for a game? Hell yeah. I mean, I know that Stidham has played really, really well, but think about this. You're saying get rid of RB2, essentially, RB1.A or 1.B, QB1, and wide receiver 1. Yes, there'd be a massive drop-off in that game, but hopefully that doesn't happen because what I'm seeing from Bo Nix right now is a more cool, comfortable, and poised quarterback, and his relationship with Courtland Sutton has grown significantly, even from last year when it was already really, really good. And RJ Harvey, I think, is going to be a stud. So I think you're looking at a really nice core 3 for the next couple of years. Appreciate you, Steve, getting in on the show. Rakim? Yeah, I think it's Rakim. Rakim? Oh, no. Rakim. That's stupid. That's stupid of me. Sorry. Rakim. Can Estime potentially be a fullback? I mean, he could, but I think they waived him for a reason. I think they're basically saying, look, we appreciate your service, but it just didn't work out. If anything, he'll be a practice squad player. But I don't think he'll end up moving to fullback. I think that's why they signed Adam Prentice, because Estime's not nearly as good of a blocker. So, no, but anything's possible. And could Estime end up back in the practice squad? Yes, it's entirely possible. Danny, fan favorite of the show. Do you think they didn't play Stiddy last week to keep him healthy for a potential trade? Or do you think they were trying to showcase the third-string quarterback's talent and try to trade him? So here's what I think it was. I think they saw enough from Stiddy, and they saw how well he's played, and they said, you've already locked up the backup quarterback spot. We don't need to see you do it again. So they want to keep him healthy in the event that he does go out against the Saints. He gets hurt, then your backup has to be Ehlinger, or you have to go out and sign a veteran. And that's nobody wants that. So I think they put him out as precaution, which I think was the smart thing to do for Sean Payton, considering it was the last preseason game. We knew Stiddy was going to be QB2. It had the writing all over the wall. Ehlinger's most likely designated to the practice squad. Appreciate it, Danny. The Bright Wolf. What do you think the ceiling and floor will be for the Broncos this year? Well, the ceiling is definitely the Super Bowl. The floor is like the absolute basement. I'm talking the lowest of the low is like 8 and 9. And I only believe that happens if there's major injuries and Bo Nix takes a massive slide off. Like if he just has the sophomore slump of the century, I think the Broncos can still go 8 and 9. That's how good this defense is. So I think the basement floor is 8 and 9. I think the very height of it is the Super Bowl, and I think anywhere in between is definitely within the realm of possibilities. Appreciate you, Bright Wolf. Let's get our friends from Prize Picks right after this next one, and then we'll get into some more questions. Jan W. Prod coming in. Hey, do you think Troy Franklin will? How do you think Troy Franklin will do this year? Amazing. He's been the biggest turnaround of any Broncos player on offense or defense, and it's not close. Every practice, Troy Franklin's name was mentioned. Every single game, Troy Franklin's name was mentioned. There's a reason this guy is so much hype around him. It's because he's playing so well. So I'm thinking 50-something receptions, 600 or 700 yards, which is a major step up from last year, and 5 touchdowns. I think that's his year 2 stats. And then who knows? By year 3, you could be seeing someone that's very, very close to 1,000 yards in one season. Let's talk about our friends from Prize Picks, because today's episode is sponsored, of course, by Prize Picks. It is the best place to get real money sports action all season long, my friends. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long with Prize Picks. You pick 2 to 6 players and their stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you could win up to 2,000 times your money. How does Prize Picks work? Like, how do you actually play? Well, here's a little lineup that I had cooked up. All you have to do is pick your players, more or less, and then send it in. This is how easy it is, and yours can look just like this. So go to the App Store, click your download button, and download the Prize Picks app. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game. Let's get into some more questions here. This was our last one that we did, Mr. JNW Prod. Jackson coming in next. Where do you think the Broncos will finish in terms of offense? Like ranking-wise, top 12. I think top 12 is definitely within the realm of possibilities. I'd like to say top 10, but think about how many good offenses there are. I mean, you have the Chiefs to contend with. You have the Ravens to contend with, and the Bills to contend with, the Eagles to contend, the Rams. Like, there's so many good offenses. I think top 12. If you could have the best defense in the National Football League, number 1, and you're number 11 in offense, you could win a Super Bowl. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I think top 12 for sure. Thanks, Jackson, for getting in on the show. Scott. What up, Scott? I think there is a chance Sutton doesn't finish as our number 1 receiver. Do you agree? No, I don't agree. I like where your head's at because there is so much depth and a lot of emerging wide receivers for the Broncos. Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims. But Courtland Sutton is clearly the most talented. I mean, you could just see the talent on display, not only in all the games that he's played so far for the Broncos, but did you watch against the Saints? His body control is so good. His ability to flip his hips mid-air and just kind of contort his body when he's going up in a contested catch is just, it's uncontested on the Broncos. He's clearly the best Broncos wide receiver. So no, I think he is absolutely your number 1. But I do believe you're going to see a severe emergence of one of those players, either in Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, or Pat Bryant. Let's get one more question here from our guy, Coach Chris. Coach, what up, Coach? Is it just me, or is this cut down less exciting compared to the past few? Yeah, it is. But you know why? Because the Broncos are good. That's why. When you bring back 86% of your team, you're going to understand and know exactly who's going to make the 53. This isn't a complete rebuild like the New Orleans Saints. This isn't a complete rebuild like the Las Vegas Raiders or the Tennessee Titans, where anybody's job is up for grabs and anybody could get cut at any time. The Broncos were number 1 this year in roster retention. 86%. Translation. We knew who was coming back. We knew who the stars were. We knew who the studs were. And we're so deep that you can kind of mix and match any specific player and say, hey, he'll fill in nicely from what we had last year. This is how much the Broncos have turned around in just 1 year. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you haven't already, and as always, be cool. Guys, today has been nuts. Today has been nuts. We're getting more and more stuff all over. My phone is blowing up nonstop.
It's an all-time Monday.
It is an all-time Monday. This is the biggest Monday we've had since I've taken over the channel, which is 3 months.
Yeah. since I've been here. Long.
I know.
6,
it's been
7
crazy.
weeks, however long
All
now.
right, here we go. I don't want to take too much more of the time. We've already been doing this for an hour and 25 minutes. Appreciate everybody that's still rocking with us. We just hit 100 likes, by the way. Shout out you guys. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, we're going to start our duck race for our Elway jersey giveaway. Then we're going to do that, and then we're going to say goodbye. Sound good? So here's your last minute, literally your last 5 minutes, in order to get into this John Elway jersey raffle. You got to send in a $100 super chat. We've had 2 guys do it already, Scott and Coach. Both of them both said, hey, I want in last minute. How much does it cost? $100, because this is valued at about $180, right around there. So you would actually be getting a steal anyway. That's the last deal that we've got. We've got 11 people in the race so far. We can show them real quick who's in. Coach and Scott are not going to see their names on this list because they were just added today. So they're not going to be on this list right away.
Coach or Scott, I saw in the chat, they were going to donate theirs to...
Coach said that.
I think to Debbie? Tell me again in the chat. If you guys are both in the chat, you guys both obviously have to be here. Tell us again who you want your raffle ticket going to.
All right. Yeah, just... yeah, there we go. And then put me behind it real quick. Yeah, there you go. All right, so 114 people watching. In 5 minutes, we're going to do our duck race. 5 minutes. This is your last chance to get in if you want. It costs $100. Here are the guys that have already entered. John Emery, Broncos Unchained, Bossman Jay, or Bossman Jay's wife, respectfully. Michael Ronquillo is in. And then, of course, we have Stu McPeak, Bulwark Ty, James Linens, Co Rugger, Bro Winston, Coach Chris, and Scott Cornell. I think it's Cornell, yes. Scott Cornell. Coach is in. Scott is in. So those are our 11. If you want in, it's $100. We'll put your name on the list today. Stella is what Coach said. Stella gets the ducky. What's up? Yeah. Hold on one second. Let me grab it. It's at the top here. No, 1 second. All right, so you could just put their first names. You don't have to put their ats or their handles. Yeah, and then I'll put the other guys in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, cool. Here they come. Here they come. There you go. All right, cool. Michael says, are you concerned with punter Jeremy Crawshaw? Here's what I will say. They were talking a lot about him during training camp and practice, and they were talking about how big his leg was, right? They were talking about how much of this rocket leg that he has. And I don't know about you guys. Everything that I've seen, he's had short punts. I don't know if it's the yips or what, but everything that his punt against the Saints was like a net of 46 yards. That's short. If you're not over 50 consistently, you got problems. I don't want to say I'm concerned yet, though, because he's a rookie. But you got to get out there and start booming some kicks. Flipping the field is definitely something that is a priority, for sure.
60 seconds?
It's a 60-second race, yes. 2 minutes. Duck race in 2 minutes. Throw that jersey up to let them know what they could be getting in on. It is a 1 hour and 30-minute show today. That's what happens when breaking news happens. Holy cow. Shout out to all the 106 people that are still rocking in the building with us. You guys are legends, man. I really appreciate it. But this stuff happens all the time. You know, you get breaking news. Damari Mathis, gone. Damari Mathis has been waived. Per Mike Kliss. Dude, I'm on fire today. I'm on fucking fire today. I am on fire today, Sam Brown. Fire.
Sam Brown.
Just enter our name into the Lombardi now.
Damari Mathis, gone. Here's what it said. Dude, this is crazy. Like, this is absolutely insane work. Broncos have waived veteran cornerback Damari Mathis per source, a rookie starter in 2022 and a first half in 2023. Mathis has been a backup. Would not be surprised if he's a waiver claim, but we'll see. Dude, this is wicked. You know what else is wicked? We got a DB4L Coach Chris Bang!
Coach Chris. 2 bangs. Double bang.
Oh my God. Dog. This might be the craziest live show we've ever done.
At the buzzer. A $100 at the buzzer.
Coach Chris, love the show. You guys pick someone for the Ducky. Everybody spam Coach Chris. It takes a very, very selfless person to send in $200 for 2 different people. Spam Coach Chris right now. And here's what we're going to do.
So Stella's in for the first one.
We have to make this fair, by the way. Stella's going to be the first one. Stella's the first one. We got to pick one more. Here's what I'm going to do. 100 people are still watching. I feel like this is the only fair way to do it. This is the only fair way. You need to spam me as many times as you can. I'm going to wait 30 seconds. I'm going to pick someone, load that name up in the... Dude, Coach Chris coming in, dropping hundreds. Audric Estime's gone. Damari Mathis is gone. This is a big W for Moose. W for Moose today.
We're at 322 for supers. Let's go.
Spam those me's. Spam those me's.
For a free jersey.
For a free jersey. Spam those me's for a chance at winning a free jersey. Spam those me's. Shout out, Coach Chris. Real one.
Awesome.
Real one.
And by the way, guys, this is why you subscribe. Yes. Every so often,
Yes.
I'm right. Oh, my God.
Another one?
Blake Watson.
What else happened?
Blake Watson.
They cut Blake?
Waived. Blake Watson has been waived. All right, I'm going to pick someone. I got to pick someone.
Oh
they're all spamming
right now. Madness!
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Spam those me's.
5.
Spam those me's.
4, 3, 2, 1. Thrash. I see Thrash. Thrash came in. Thrash, you're in. Thrash, you're in.
We got 12 names.
We got 12. That's it. That's it. We're done. We're done. All right. This is the fair way of doing this. Shuffle up those ducks. Shuffle them up. Shuffle the ducks.
Show them. 1 second.
Bring those ducks across. Let's show them how we shuffle. Show them how we shuffle. Dude, this is nuts. Blake Watson. So you're 4. You're 4 running backs.
Yep.
Third W for Moose.
1, a 2, a 3,
J.K.
a 4.
Dobbins, RJ Harvey, Tyler Bidet, and Jaleel McLaughlin. Blake Watson is waived.
We've shuffled 5 times now, by the way, just so you guys know. 5 times.
5 times. Let's do 6. Let's do one more shuffle. One more shuffle. Here we go. All right. This is it. When we push space, the winner of this race is going to be a John Elway laser autographed jersey holder.
Count us down, Moose.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're off.
Go Ducks,
no,
go!
No. We don't call until 30 seconds.
I'm not calling anything. Just go Ducks, go. I hope everyone has a fun and safe swim.
Have a great, fun, and safe swim. I like that. Put that on a plaque and put it over the Studio O.
Oh, man.
Wild stuff today, man. Audric Estime, Damari Mathis, and Blake Watson.
And Coach Chris.
And Coach Chris. And you know who else? All of the Ducks that are currently racing
We're
right
going!
now. 27 seconds left. James Lynn's in the lead, followed by Broncos Unchained. This could be crazy stuff,
Bro's
my
coming
friend.
up. Bro's coming up. Watch out for Bro.
Here comes
too.
Bro Winston.
Bro, 10 seconds almost. 10
Oh,
seconds.
he's got 10 seconds.
He's got a big lead.
Stu is coming in the lead.
James, here comes James.
Here comes James.
James, here
4,
comes James.
3,
James
2,
with the win.
James!
James with the win. James, the winner.
Is in.
James the GOAT. James the GOAT. You pumped for an Elway jersey? James, you pumped? Let us know you're here, James. Let us know you're still here.
James is winning the John Elway jersey. Holy cow. James, are you in the chat, my friend? James, are you here? I really hope he is. I really hope he is. James, where are you?
I know there's an N in your name. The duck doesn't say it. Linens. I know. I got it in the chat. James Linens. We got you, James. Let us know you're still here, though.
Congrats, James. And his number was 7. It was meant to be. He absolutely wins. He wins. All right. Somebody get James. If you haven't found James yet, somebody keep, hopefully he comes back here. James, have you been with us? He was in here earlier. I saw him. Earlier. He was commenting. Yes! There he is! James!
Let's go! Let's go, James.
James Linens. I know it doesn't say it on there, but look, his duck was number 7. It was quite literally meant to be. It was meant to be. He was meant to wear that jersey and or put it up on his wall. Let's go, James. All right, James, here's what I need you to do. I need you to send me a message on my Instagram. Do you have my Instagram up there? It should be one of the L3s. No, James is here. He's making a pizza delivery right now, he said. There it is. Send me a message on Instagram. I need a couple of bits of information from you so that we can make sure that this goes to the right place. But once you do that, I'll place the order. And once the order's placed,
it's on the way!
James is the now card-carrying member of a John Elway laser autograph jersey. That is unbelievable. Go, James. All right. So, James, send me a message on Instagram, Moose_NFL. I'll accept it. We'll converse back and forth. I'll get some information from you. I'll place the order, and then it'll be on your way. It'll be on its way to you.
James, you have Instagram, right?
You have Instagram.
You have Instagram, right, James?
But you got to reach out to me because I won't have any of your
James,
information.
You have Instagram, right? If not, he has an email. We can't throw you an email if you don't have Instagram.
Yeah, let's see.
Do you have Instagram, James?
Tony said, now I know why my pizza's late.
There's good reason, Tones. It's good reason.
That is unbelievable.
James, do you have Instagram? Let us know, James.
You got the gram?
You grammed up?
I cannot believe what happened today. Today has just been...
Air 5.
It's been W take for Moose today. That's 3 for 3. I didn't know about Blake Watson. I did not know about that one. I'll be fully transparent about. I didn't know. He was kind of like one of those question marks for me.
Do you have Instagram, James? Just going to make sure before we let you go. Because if you don't, it's going to be hard to get a hold of you.
All right. I'm going to... take a look here real quick and see
Go
if you
follow
messaged me.
Moose, message Moose, or just let us know you got him on Instagram.
Here we go. Hold on. I'm going to go take a look real quick.
And again, if you
Nothing
don't.
yet.
Nothing yet? Okay.
No. James,
Have an email.
Moose_NFL. Make sure you send me a message. We have to end this stream because it's almost 6 o'clock and we got to get out of here.
The bosses are, there they are, they're telling us.
Yeah, they're like, you guys got to wrap it up here. It's been almost 2 hours. Okay. Coach Chris, thank you so much.
Shout out, Coach.
Pinky, thank you so much.
I'm just going to
Everybody that stuck around, thank you so much. Blake Watson will most likely go to the practice squad, according to Zach Stevens. I just got that. Wow. It's just been – the cuts are coming in fast, my guys. Fast. Fast cuts. All right. Moose_NFL James one more time. Sorry, I do have to go. We've left it up there for you. Make sure that you send in a message. We'll get some details from you. Send you this Elway jersey. One more time, shout it out to James. There we go. All right, cool. Let's do this. Broncos country. It has been a day full of breaking news, not only from the Denver Broncos, but from the NFL, which signifies to you that the NFL is officially back. A reminder to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you like this stream before you take off. It's like putting on your shoes after you leave someone's house. And as always, Mile High Salute. We'll be back with more tomorrow. Be cool.